Well, it's the second Tuesday of the month, and always fun to chat with our good friends from Eye Consultants in North Dakota. On the line right now is Dr. Michelle Atchison, ophthalmologist with the Eye Consultants in North Dakota. And doctor, thanks so much for being with us. How are you on this Tuesday?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, we got it through the 4th of July. Everything is good, and it's kind of. I'm still trying to figure out what day it is because it was Tuesday where. I think last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, every day seemed like Saturday to me. So it's kind of weird to get back in the thick of things here.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
It certainly
For
is.
Sure.
With 4th of July, throughout the month of July, we get a lot of sunshine. And that's one thing that is really kind of concerned about with that is being out there. And guilty as charged because I shave my head. I don't always like to have the goggle look on me if I get some sun, but it is really important to make sure that you wear sunglasses and not just, not all sunglasses are created equal either, are they?
That's exactly right. There are a lot of things that are important to remember when buying sunglasses, and it doesn't mean that you have to have expensive sunglasses in order to protect your eyes safely, but there are some things you should look for with the UV rating when buying new sunglasses. So you really should look for those that provide 99 to 100% UV protection, or sometimes the label just says UV 400, and they're both the same. They both block most of the UVA and UVB rays that are damaging to the eyes. A lot of people always ask me about polarized lenses and if they should have polarized glasses, and that doesn't necessarily increase the protection from those damaging rays, but it does really help cut back on reflective glare, especially for driving and water sports, fishing, those kinds of activities. So it's helpful to have polarized lenses, but not really necessary to protect your eyes in that regard.
Fishing, it's huge, so you can see through the water. I mean, that's one of the biggest things
it
for
helps
sure.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that if you're doing fishing, especially like bass fishing, when you're kind of looking down, what a difference that does make, no doubt. Does this ever happen where people do get sunburned though if they're looking in the sun too much? Because sometimes people get eye strained and it's almost like they're bloodshot. Sometimes it can be because suntan lotion gets in your eyes, but can it just become the fact that you're exposed to the sunlight?
Yes, definitely. In the short term, you can get a sunburn on your eyes, and it's really a painful thing. It's called photokeratitis, and it can happen in the summer or it can happen in the winter, and we call that snow blindness. But it really causes a lot of pain, redness, blurry vision. It's self-limited, so it'll go away on its own within a day or two. But if that occurs, it's best to use artificial tears and hopefully learn your lesson and not do that next time and wear sunglasses. But in the long term, having multiple exposures like that to the sun can cause growths on the eye that we call pterygia. And we see a lot of those in farmers, construction workers, people that spend a lot of time at the lakes. And those, if they grow, can grow over the center of the pupil and eventually require surgery to remove. So that's a pretty serious issue. Also, long-term exposure to the sun can increase our risk of developing cataracts. You can develop skin cancer inside the eyes. There's a lot of reasons why it's important to remember to wear those sunglasses.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned the type of sunglasses to get in there. Are there any type of medications too, as far as the sensitivity of that? I mean, it's like maybe, you don't want to be too reactionary to it, but sometimes you just have to be.
Right. There are a lot of medications that if you have to be on them that can have the side effect of increasing sun sensitivity, especially certain types of antibiotics called tetracyclines. And usually if you're on one of those antibiotics, hopefully you've been warned by your doctor or your pharmacist to avoid the sun or wear a hat, sunglasses, that kind of thing, sunscreen. But some common ones that maybe people don't know about are that NSAIDs, ibuprofen, Aleve, those common medications that you take over the counter actually do increase your risk of developing a sunburn or sun damage to the eyes. So that's a common one that if you're taking, you should just be aware that you might be a little more prone to sunburn.
Interesting. Well, I knew that was some antibiotics I was on too recently too. It just they warned me about that, and it did affect it. You could tell you're able to get a little pinker quicker if you didn't put a lot of sunscreen on. So that's something to certainly be aware of. And I think this time of year more than what you have in the winter too, as you mentioned, not bad to have glasses on just because whether it be dirt from farming or sand for being at the beach or whatever it might be, you can have problems, stuff getting in your eyes a lot more. And I guess just doing simple lawn work as well.
Oh, definitely. We see a lot of injuries from weed whackers, especially lawn mowing. Sometimes your neighbor's out mowing and it kick up a rock or something that can travel quite a distance. So it's really important if you're mowing or around somebody who is to be at least wearing some sunglasses or stay away from that too, because that's something we see a lot of in our office, unfortunately.
Well, Dr. Atchison, to say that whenever I do the weed whipping, when am I going to learn? Because usually what happens is I'll start, and then all of a sudden something will get close to my eye. I'm like, okay, dummy, go put your goggle on. You know what I mean? I'm always reactive to it after I have a close call, where if I just got to remember to go grab it right away. I'm sure I can't be alone on that list of people listening right now, but I'm sure that happens quite a bit.
Exactly. Store some safety goggles on a hook next to your weed whacker.
Yeah.
Put them on your lawnmower seats, and you have to remember.
Yeah, that's the way to go for sure. So, again, I just want to reiterate again, because I want to get out to the listeners. As far as best types of sunglasses, there's usually a little sticker that goes along, right?
Exactly. UV 400 or 99 to 100% UV protection.
And I'm guessing you have all those types at Eye Consultants in North Dakota too, right?
Yes, we can definitely help you out with that.
Very good. Dr. Michelle Atchison, thanks so much for your time. Do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Thank you. Take care.
You bet. Dr. Michelle Atchison, again, you can get a hold of Eye Consultants in North Dakota on the corner of 32nd and 45th Street in Fargo. Easy access, great parking there. If you want to give them a call, number is 235-0561. That's 235-0561 to set up your next appointment. This is the Drive Time News Hour. Derek Hanson with you.